The numbers are no longer deniable, and the technology industry needs to stop pretending this is a fringe movement driven by enthusiasts with ideological preferences about open source software. Something genuinely significant is happening right now in the personal computing landscape, and if you have not been paying close attention to the data coming out of the last 18 months, you are about to understand why millions of ordinary people are walking away from Windows permanently and why that number is accelerating every single month without any sign of slowing down. Let me start with the specific data, because this conversation deserves a foundation in real numbers rather than impressions and assumptions. The Steam Hardware Survey, which tracks operating system usage across tens of millions of active PC users globally, every single month has been documenting consistent and accelerating Linux growth for over a year without interruption. Linux distribution download statistics across major distributions, including Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and Fedora, have reached levels that their maintainers are describing publicly as unprecedented in the entire history of those projects. The communities dedicated to helping Windows users migrate to Linux have grown faster in the last 12 months than in the previous 5 years, combined across every measurable metric. These are not enthusiasts replacing other enthusiasts cycling through the same small community. These are ordinary people with ordinary computing needs, making a deliberate and specifically informed decision to leave a platform they have used their entire adult lives. Understanding why this is happening requires looking honestly and completely at what Microsoft has done to Windows over the last 3 years, and what those decisions reveal about where Windows is definitively heading. The first and most powerful driver of this exodus is performance degradation, that Microsoft introduced deliberately through successive update cycles, and has shown no genuine commitment to reversing in any substantive way. Windows 11 on mid-range hardware, which represents the overwhelming majority of computers actually being used by real people right now, has become progressively and measurably slower with each major update cycle, rather than faster as users reasonably expect from a maturing operating system. The idle RAM consumption of Windows 11 on a machine with 8 gigabytes of memory sits consistently between 3.5 and 4.5 gigabytes before the user has opened a single application of their own choosing for their own purposes. Background telemetry services. Transmitting behavioral data continuously, AI inference operations running persistently to support Copilot features, Windows Update preparation processes, downloading and staging content, Xbox service infrastructure consuming resources whether you use Xbox or not, and advertising delivery systems all consume your hardware resources around the clock in service of Microsoft's commercial interests rather than your productivity or your experience. The same machine running a lean Linux distribution like Linux Mint or Pop! OS sits at 1.1 to 1.4 gigabytes of idle RAM. Consumption consistently. That difference is not marginal or theoretical. On an 8 gigabyte machine, it is the concrete and immediate difference between comfortable daily use and constant resource contention that makes every application feel slower and less responsive than the hardware actually justifies. The second driver is the advertising and promotional integration that Microsoft has embedded throughout the Windows 11 interface in ways that have progressively worsened with each successive update, rather than improving in response to user feedback. The Start menu contains sponsored application tiles promoting services the user never requested and cannot permanently remove. The Settings application contains promotional suggestions for Microsoft 365 subscriptions throughout sections that should contain only neutral system configuration. Options. The default browser setup process is engineered with deliberate friction specifically designed to discourage switching to competing browsers rather than simply and respectfully honoring user preference. The Widgets panel defaults to Microsoft-curated news content and promotional material rather than anything the user selected or expressed interest in seeing. Windows search results mix genuine local file results with web search outcomes and promoted commercial content in a way that actively slows down finding what you already know exists on your own machine. Each individual promotional element is dismissible as a minor annoyance when considered in isolation. The cumulative daily experience of using an operating system that treats your attention as a commercial resource to be monetized continuously throughout your working day is something that a growing and accelerating number of users have decided they are no longer willing to accept as normal. The third driver is the data collection architecture that Windows 11 operates under by default, and that the majority of users have never fully investigated or genuinely understood. A fresh Windows 11 installation with default settings is actively transmitting behavioral telemetry about your usage patterns, your application interactions, your typing behavior through the inking and typing personalization system, your location history, your activity timeline, your search queries, and your browsing patterns to Microsoft's infrastructure on a continuous basis. These collection systems are real, specifically documented in Microsoft's own privacy policies for anyone who reads them carefully, and enabled by default in configurations that most users never visit or modify, because the relevant settings are deliberately positioned to minimize discovery, and the descriptions of what each setting controls are written in language designed to minimize user understanding of the actual scope of collection. When users investigate this data collection using network monitoring tools and discover the volume and variety of information leaving their machines during ordinary computing sessions, the reaction is consistently one of genuine surprise, followed by serious reconsideration of their platform choice and their trust in the company operating it. The fourth driver is the update system that gives Microsoft unilateral ability to change your computer without your explicit permission on a deployment schedule you cannot meaningfully control as a home. Edition user. Windows 11. Home users can delay updates for a maximum of 5 weeks before the system forces installation, regardless of expressed user preference. Updates have an extensive and well-documented history of resetting configured privacy settings back to Microsoft's commercial defaults, altering interface behaviors that users had built their workflows around, introducing performance regressions that persist for weeks before fixes arrive, and in the most serious documented cases, causing complete system failures requiring professional repair or complete operating system reinstallation. Every incident follows the identical pattern without exception. Microsoft pushes the change through the automatic update mechanism. Users discover the consequences after the fact. Microsoft eventually acknowledges the problem publicly. Users bear the complete cost of the disruption in lost time, lost productivity, and in some cases, real financial expense. Linux users update their systems when they personally choose to, can review what a specific update contains before installing it, and maintain genuine and meaningful control over what changes are made to their computing environment and precisely when those changes occur. The fifth driver is the hardware exclusion strategy that accompanied Windows 11's launch and permanently damaged trust among users who own perfectly functional and relatively recent machines. The TPM 2.0 chip and processor generation requirements Microsoft enforced for Windows 11 excluded millions of computers that were running Windows 10 without any performance or stability issues. Many of these were 3- and 4-year-old computers purchased specifically to run Windows that were declared officially incompatible with the new operating system within a few years of their purchase date. Users who were told their machines were inadequate for Windows 11 discovered that those same machines ran Linux distributions with noticeably better performance than Windows 10 had ever delivered on identical hardware and with full support for all their peripherals. That specific discovery was the entry point for millions of users who would never have seriously investigated Linux had Microsoft not forced the conversation by declaring their still capable hardware officially obsolete. The sixth driver is the expanding subscription trajectory that Microsoft has been executing deliberately and that users can now project forward clearly enough to make informed long-term platform decisions. Features previously included in the standard purchase price of Windows are progressively moving behind ongoing subscription payment requirements. Extended security updates after end-of-life dates now carry costs for consumer users who cannot or choose not to upgrade their hardware. AI features deeply integrated throughout the Windows 11 interface require Microsoft 365 subscriptions for full functionality. The direction of travel is completely unmistakable to anyone watching, and users thinking honestly about their computing costs over the next 5 years are making the rational calculation that a platform with continuously expanding subscription requirements represents a worse long-term financial investment than a free operating system that will never charge them for security updates, core functionality, or feature access, regardless of how long they use it. The Linux side of this story matters as much as the Windows side, because a mass migration is only possible when the destination has become genuinely viable for ordinary users without technical backgrounds. Linux Mint has emerged as the migration destination of choice specifically because its interface is designed with Windows familiarity as an explicit priority. A taskbar at the bottom of the screen, a Start-style application menu in the bottom left corner, a file manager that behaves exactly as Windows users expect, and a software center that installs applications through a single click. Installation completes in approximately 20 minutes through a fully visual wizard requiring no technical knowledge or command line interaction at any point. Hardware compatibility in 2026 is excellent across the overwhelming majority of consumer hardware configurations that users are actually bringing to Linux. Wireless connections, printers, external drives, webcams, and common peripherals work automatically without driver hunting in the vast majority of real-world cases that new users encounter. The software availability question that previously made Linux migration genuinely impractical for mainstream users has been substantially resolved by 2 parallel developments. The first is the shift to WoW. RD browser-based applications that function identically regardless of the underlying operating system. Email, documents, spreadsheets, communication, video calling, streaming, and the majority of daily productivity tasks now live entirely in the browser and work on Linux exactly as they work on Windows without any modification or compromise. The second is the dramatic expansion of native Linux application availability with Chrome, Spotify, Discord, Zoom, Slack, and dozens of other commonly used applications offering native Linux versions that install through the Software Center in under 2 minutes. The gap that genuinely existed 5 years ago between Windows and Linux software availability for mainstream users has been closed sufficiently to make the migration viable for the specific category of user driving the current exodus. The community support infrastructure that new Linux users encounter has transformed in ways that remove the intimidation barrier that previously deterred mainstream users from attempting the migration. Forum communities dedicated to Linux Mint, Ubuntu, and major distributions contain detailed and patient answers to virtually every question a new user encounters during their first weeks on the platform. The responses in these communities are genuinely welcoming to complete. Beginners, rather than dismissive of questions that experienced users consider basic. AI assistants have become highly effective at Linux troubleshooting specifically, providing accurate step-by-step guidance for hardware and software problems that new users can follow successfully without understanding the technical details underlying the solution. This combination of community documentation depth and AI troubleshooting effectiveness has made the new Linux user support experience dramatically better than at any previous point in the platform's history. The users driving the current migration are not researchers, developers, or open source advocates. They are ordinary people who bought computers to accomplish ordinary things and who have concluded through direct personal experience that Windows 11 has become a measurably worse tool for those things than a free alternative that respects their hardware performance, their daily attention, and their personal data. The exodus is real, driven by legitimate and specific grievances rather than abstract ideology, and accelerating because the structural conditions producing those grievances are not changing. Subscribe for ongoing coverage of this migration and the honest assessment of both platforms that helps you make the right decision for your specific situation.